Hey, welcome back to Geekshow Arcade.
Hey guys.
Or
What's up?
welcome to if it's your first time.
Yeah.
Nothing?
Welcome new people if you're there.
Yep. This is Geekshow Arcade where we talk about video games and video game related things.
I immediately regret my intro.
As well you should. Let's kick it off by introducing the panelists. He regrets his intro. Deservedly so. It's Lando.
Here's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make a point, right? So earlier in our super secret Slack channel, we had a conversation about the Minecraft movie and the chicken jockey and how Tony doesn't get the chicken jockey meme.
Nobody does.
I think I said
But yet
that.
back in the 90s, if someone would go, "What's up?" right? Everyone else does it too, right? And everyone memes along. That's the meme, right? That's all chicken jockey is, Tony. It's
but
this
what's up?
generation's version of the what's
What's
up
up?
meme.
What's up was short for what's up,
What's up?
which was a greeting which you said when you saw somebody. You said what's
Yeah,
up,
but
and everybody
it
knew
became-
he's greeting me. Chicken jockey's nothing. Chicken jockey is two words.
It's-
This generation
you're
slapped
not-
together.
Owen,
You're
thank
not
you.
understanding,
Ugh.
Owen. It's the meme, right? The thing, it was it was a greeting, but you said it, and everyone else said it, and everyone joined. It was just it built upon itself. It got more
Memes
fun.
with no basis in truth are
Die
just
quickly.
lies. They're just lies.
You sit on a hill of
This
meme
is how.
lies.
This is Owen. This is the moment right now. This is the moment that you know that you are too old. Same with you, Tony.
I know.
Oh, yeah. You guys have
I've
reached
known
the
this
age
for
of
years.
old.
Yep.
When I went and saw Minecraft in the theaters and I was getting mad at the kids yelling and screaming,
Yeah.
I knew I was too old.
Yeah.
I had to get off my lawn moment. I didn't do
Yep.
anything about it because they're kids and it's a kids movie. So it's
Because I'm
you
not
know,
that old. Like, see,
I
I'm not
knew-
that old yet. You know,
I knew that was a possibility.
that's later though. See,
I'm-
right now you're too young. You'd be held accountable for that reaction. You'd just be one of those guys. But
True.
you get another 30 years, 40 years on you, dude. You can do. You can say. You get to move into the. I say whatever I want and just think whatever I want.
Yeah.
has a
Pastor
thumbs up
showed
for
up
that.
from like 20 years ago, and he's there looking at you, going, "Ugh, you're old. You
this
suck."
guy. This
Anyway,
old
that's
guy.
me. I'm Lando. Thanks for having me. Happy to
All
be
right.
here.
Speaking of old guys, it's Uncle Squinky.
Nice segue.
Yes, I am too old. I am by far and away the oldest person on this panel today.
Indeed. Welcome. All right. Hey, we got Owen as well.
Hey, recovering from the in between. So I'm not sure how much energy I have left in here. But you should check out the in between. If you want to hear that story. I'm just saying.
Slap.
I'm just saying.
Slap.
Slap. That's the new catchphrase. So
See, this is the thing. We're memeing. That's why it's fun.
Yeah, there's context. That's why it's fun.
context. It means
Chicken
something.
jockey.
Lacks context. All right.
No,
hey,
chicken
Jaren.
jockey is the-
Hey, I'm Jaren. You can find me on
Quit trying to be young, Lando. Continue, Jaren.
Yeah, buddy.
Blue Sky at Geronius.
Jaren.best.
And we have a host. He's just squatching around.
Just squatching
Wait,
around.
did we introduce Owen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We did?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
we did. Yep.
I didn't get to mention that the wheel is broken to trigger Jaren,
Shh.
but
Okay,
We already
both
went
done.
through that. It's okay.
we did. Yeah, we did.
Check me out on Blue Sky at Quad T or on other Geek Show podcasts. Yep. Hey, emails? Do we have any emails? I love emails.
We got 1 billion, actually.
Wait, 1 billion?
Yeah.
With a
Nice.
B?
This is just the email show now about games.
All right. Let's have it.
Yes. Well, let's save this one for the last because it goes into a story. So
Saving it
I'll
for
go to another one.
last.
Got one from Chris. Rate my rig.
Oh, what do we
Says, could you compare my rig to my son's?
got? Do you have pictures? Are you going to show us?
No, there's no pictures.
Okay.
I would warn you, Tony.
Well, you have to present your screen anyway because you're the one
Yeah.
looking at the email.
Yep,
But
yep.
yes, continue.
Anyway, it says me October 2022 from CyberPower. CPU Ryzen 7 5700G 3.8 gigs.
Okay.
GPU RTX 3060 Ti 8 gigs. RAM 16 gigs. Son, half as much money from Amazon October 2024. i5 13400F 2.5 gigs. RTX 3050 6 gigs, 16 gigs of RAM. What are your thoughts on upgrading my GPU to a 4060 Ti? Thanks, Chris.
I give your rigs, they are firmly in the mid-range. So like a 7 or so. Not bad, They get the job done, and that's what it's all about. As far as Oh, did you want to give scores, Jaron, or?
No, your score's good enough.
Okay.
Well, last time I gave scores, everyone got mad at me. So
What was the thing? Oh yeah, upgrading to a 4060 Ti or a 4060 Super.
4060 Ti, he said.
4060 Ti. I think that's a good upgrade. The jump from the 30 series to the 40 series was pretty substantial. But you do want to consider, though, if you can get a 5060 Ti or a 5060 for the same price, go for that.
I would do so. It depends on which 4060 Ti you're getting. If it's a 16 gig of VRAM 4060 Ti,
Oh, yeah.
I would absolutely get that over the 5060 because it's still at 8 gigs.
That's fair. Yep.
If it's an 8 gig GPU, I would save your money and upgrade when you have enough to get a 16 gig VRAM GPU.
The other thing I would also recommend is dropping a little coin on your system RAM. 16 gigabytes it's okay, but there are some games that you might hit the ceiling on, and RAM is pretty inexpensive right now. I think you can get a 32 gigabyte kit for like 60 or 70 bucks if you look around.
Good deal.
So something to think
screaming
about.
deal.
Something to think about. But yeah, nice. Happy gaming.
Yes. This is the same email, but it was sent to Helpdesk. All right. One more from Chris, same guy. Says, does the panel have any tips for cleaning a PC? How often or what to look for? Thanks, Chris.
Don't put it in your dishwasher.
Not dishwasher.
It's a great tip.
Get one of those Wolfbox air dusters. And
I love the Wolf Box.
It's a
fantastic.
Beast. It's crazy.
Is it shaped like a shaft?
No, actually, it's very non-shaft like. Surprisingly,
Interesting. I learned the shaft cleaners in the last show were pretty good.
so
we'll
take
see.
your. I would say often. How often depends on how dusty your room is. Really, my room doesn't get very dusty, and I keep it above the ground, so I only need to clean mine maybe once a year.
I don't think I've ever cleaned mine. Mine is on the ground, but I have a table on above it, so like dust falls on the table usually. Yeah, it's like I clean it when I upgrade my GPU or other parts in the PC.
That's usually when I end up cleaning it too. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm adding a NVMe drive. I'll blow it out while I'm at it. Or
like
or
maybe if you
whatever.
have a pet that sheds a lot, you might need to do it more. I don't have any pets right
Well,
now.
and the other factor too is, do your computers have dust filters in front of the fans? If they do, then that's going to keep a lot of it out, and you just have to clean the dust filter. Take it outside and shake it, or blow it with that Wolf Box, or a can of compressed air, or an air compressor, and you're good to go. But yeah, really all you want to do is unplug it, open the side panel, and blow it out. Now, the one thing you do also want to do is do not hit the fans with the air compressor or Wolf Box and spin them up real fast, because those fans will generate electricity if they're being powered without being on, and push it
Out the
back through the
ground.
motherboard.
Yeah.
So
Unplug them first if you want to hear the cool noise.
well, no, I wasn't. Yeah, if you really want to see them spin, but I would just say put your finger on the fans when you're blowing on it so they don't spin.
cool noise.
Will it burn out your motherboard? Is that what
It could send a power surge through the motherboard.
or
yeah.
or like the static shock
Yep.
maybe?
Or if you hit it fast enough and hard enough, it could hurt the motor
Spin the
of
bearings,
the fan. Yeah, as well. So that's my 2 cents.
All right, last email from Daniel, and I believe he's interrupting Cal. This is a link to an article from. This is from Android Headlines, but it's made the rounds quite a bit lately. From melted cables to melted ethics, NVIDIA pressures media to manipulate reviews.
Boo.
Yes, and this all started from Gamers Nexus. He loves his expose type videos. Anyway, NVIDIA has been pressuring reviewers to, if they don't highlight DLSS 4 frame gen, that they would restrict engineer time to these reviewers, which can be very helpful in answering questions and stuff like that. And so they're basically saying, hey, if you don't highlight this, we won't give you
You're out.
the thing
Yeah.
you need. Yeah. And also with the 5060 that recently came out, they only gave those to certain reviewers who would review them favorably.
Yeah, that was shady.
Yeah. Because the 5060, while it's a fast GPU, especially for 1080p gaming, it only has 8 gigs of VRAM. And today, in 2025, that's not very much because the consoles have more than that now. 8 gigs of VRAM became standard years and years ago. And with just increasing demands from games, you can run into issues with 8 gigs of VRAM nowadays. And so if you want to future-proof anything you buy, and ideally, if you're buying a new GPU, you'll want it to last a couple more years, 8 gigs of VRAM just doesn't cut it. And so it feels like NVIDIA was restricting GPUs so that they wouldn't get this negative press about only including 8 gigs of VRAM.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, kind of shady stuff that's happening. NVIDIA doesn't need to do this. I don't know why they are.
That's the thing. They're already king of the hill by so far
Yeah.
that they don't need to do these
And
kinds of things. You
the
know,
way they're pushing FrameGen just makes no sense at all. FrameGen is an awesome technology, and I totally use it. But the way that they're claiming that a 5070 equals a 4090 with like
bogus.
FrameGen, while it's great, it's not a performance substitute. It's additive to the performance you already have.
It's
Exactly.
efficiency, right?
Yeah, and so the way that they're pushing it, it's a use case that shouldn't be used for, and it doesn't make sense.
You shouldn't buy the card based on the frame rate you'll get from FrameGen.
Right.
You should buy the card based on the frame rate you get from regular usage. And I would go out on a limb as far to say is based on DLSS performance as well. But FrameGen, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And AMD, without being jerks about it, are actually in the same boat. All they do lately, too, is push their FSR stuff and their FSR FrameGen. And so that is another thing that makes you go, why is NVIDIA being such idiots about this when they're all the same anyway? Like, they're all pushing the same stuff anyway. So, I don't know. Messed up.
Indeed.
Disappointing, Jason. Jensen. How do they pronounce his name?
Huang.
Wongs.
Wong.
Wongs.
Wongs from the
Jensen,
other.
Jensen Wongs.
Jensen Wongs. Yeah. Jensen Huang is how it is actually spelled or pronounced. But anyway. All right. Cool. Thanks for writing in, folks. Geekshowarcade@gmail.com if you decide you want to write in next week. Let's talk about DLSS and AMD feature parity.
They have kind of announced, it's called FSR Redstone. It's their next version of FSR, but it's strictly only for RDNA 4 cards, so it's their latest, the 9000 series GPUs that came out this year. And with FSR Redstone, they're trying to get to feature parity with DLSS. And there's many features DLSS has had for quite a while that FSR just hasn't. Now, FSR made a great leap with RDNA 4 cards just because the actual quality of upsampling just blew the previous FSR versions out of the water. It actually looked good. Not quite as good as the absolute latest DLSS, but pretty dang close, where, like, if I switched to an AMD card, I probably wouldn't care if a game had FSR 4 versus DLSS. Now, FSR 4 isn't in a lot of games like DLSS, but that's a whole different matter entirely. But anyway, so with FSR Redstone, they are focusing on 3 features: neural radiance caching, machine learning accelerated array regeneration, and machine learning accelerated frame generation. So basically, FrameGen that matches DLSS FrameGen using AI to better duplicate frames. Then the other one is ray regeneration. This is similar to ray reconstruction for DLSS. And what that does is it's a better ray tracing denoiser. If you had perfect ray tracing, you wouldn't need any denoising, but you'd be also shooting out trillions of rays in a picture, and no GPU can handle that. So they take shortcuts. And if you look at a not undenoised picture, you just see a lot of different dots. So once you denoise it, it actually makes it look like a good picture. AMD's denoising hasn't been great.
And
Actually,
to be
what-
fair, Nvidia's wasn't that great for a little while either. They
Yeah,
had
until
to
ray
iterate on it
reconstruction.
until they
Yeah.
made it good.
Yeah. So with ray reconstruction, you can use less rays and have it look better. It basically improves performance while making ray tracing just more stable. It doesn't boil, like the image doesn't boil like
Yep.
it did before. However, with AMD's ray regeneration, what they showed at CES wasn't great. And supposedly it's coming out this year. So either they made great leaps in technology in 3 or 4 short months that they didn't show at CES, or what they showed at CES is actually what they're releasing this year, and I would not be excited for that.
Yeah.
So we will see. And also neural radiance caching. This is something similar to what DLSS has. And honestly, I don't really know too much about what that does. Oh, it's like a TAA for ray tracing, from what I understand.
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. FSR keeps improving. I hope it gets better.
Yeah, I hope
Sure.
it gets feature parity with DLSS and there's competition. I think
Competition.
that's great.
100%.
All right, very cool. Owen, you want to rage about George R. R. Martin? Do you feel like doing that a little bit?
I don't know. I'm a little wrung out, but
There's some rage in there.
yeah, but I
Reach,
think I
dig down
can
deep.
I can muster some George R. R. Martin. Hey, I don't know if I can like this. So there is some news that the Elden Ring is going to be getting a movie.
Yep.
And I don't know. You guys tell me if the people that are connected to it are any good, because I don't know any of those names or anything. But my
The-
problem is
Alex Garland did Ex Machina, Arrival, Civil War, the A24 one, not Marvel. Yeah, he makes good movies. He knows what
Yeah.
he's doing. And A24, I mean, they're
it's
more
just-
hit than miss, in my opinion.
It's just that the way that they phrased the 4th paragraph, it makes me
You read the 4th paragraph?
I did because
and
I'm
then he
afraid
stopped.
of Jaron.
33%
but
more
it says
than normal.
here's
Come
here's what it says. Based on a mythological story written by George R. R. Martin and developed by From Software's
Wait,
Hideki
story?
Yeah,
story.
okay. So
How
I
do you
went,
I take issue?
He
I went
helped
on-
with the world building.
I went on a rant about this in Geekshow Live on Saturday.
Did he?
because
He didn't write the story.
He
did
did help with the world
He
building.
helped with the world.
But there's no
mechanics and
story
building.
in Elden Ring.
There's
the only
no
way,
story.
The
right?
only way to get a semblance of a story is to basically run around and look for little bits of lore and try to piece them together.
So it's all theory. It's basically
Yeah.
there's enough to make anybody's theory plausible. So everybody's getting the read your own, build your own adventure thing.
exactly. Martin and Alex Garland could make whatever story they want,
Of course, right.
and it wouldn't even matter based on the video game as long as it's set in the same universe. That's all it
Yeah.
needs to be.
As long as it has the one monster that let me solo her fought. What was that? What was that monster that was
there's
really
lots
hard?
of bosses.
Millennia.
Millennia. There was this. I bet you because of popular opinion they'll have
Or
that
is that
be a major
Trump's
part.
wife? Wait, hold on.
It's both.
An evil
Oh,
monster.
yeah, you're right. It is both.
You never realized that till just now? Yeah.
Anyway,
I remember
just
reading
don't-
that years ago going, why are they fighting Trump's wife? Oh, it's the
Oh.
It makes sense
character.
why she's the hardest.
But you kind of didn't second guess it. You're like, well, I guess that tracks. It's a game. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
But I just don't know because I can't stand this guy.
alright.
I really just loathe him at this point. He's the laughingstock of the author of the fantasy world now. Like he's the butt of other authors' jokes. One guy put in his forward was like, "See, you just do this, George." It was something like that. Like this author like basically called him out in the dedication or the forward about how this is how you finish a book. You just
Well,
do it.
Have you seen the interview he did with Stephen King, where he
Yeah.
straight up just asked Stephen King, "How do you write so much?"
Well, you sit down and you do
To be
it.
fair,
And you
to be,
do it.
to be fair, Stephen King wrote like Brandon Sanderson did back in the day, like in his
Yeah,
day.
but he
so-
was on a lot of cocaine.
But he was on a lot of cocaine, like a lot of cocaine. Like, I'm surprised did he write that into the Dark Tower when he pulled himself in there?
I don't
Because
know.
I think that he should have. Anyway, I don't know. The movie looks. I'll probably watch it. I can get past it because I have no creative stake in this, so it's not going to be some sort of disaster. Like you said, there's no real story, so it's not like they can do what they did to the Wheel of Time or anything to me. But
You mean make it condensed and better?
no, not bad. None of the things
That's-
you just said were true.
They are absolutely true about the Wheel of Time.
They condensed it into
Better storytelling.
No, I don't know that. You get to a certain point in your sentence and everything kind of goes blurry.
It just kind of sounds like garbledygook.
It's like
You keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think
Anyway.
it means.
Inconceivable.
anyway. I don't know. What are you guys excited about this movie?
Meh.
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
I just wanted
not
to.
really. Well, I take that back. I really love fantasy, and if it is an actually good fantasy
Yeah.
story,
I'm excited if it's good. Until it
Yeah.
proves that it's good, I don't care.
I just look at it and go, "That's one more dang thing."
and like literally, I have no idea what the Elden Ring story is, and I've beaten the game, so it can be. It
So
can
it's
be,
it's,
it could
it's a
be
blank
anything,
canvas, right? It's a
and-
blank canvas, right? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of room there
That's the
because, to be fair, that game has a lot of room to grow into a story if you wanted to. So
And the best thing about Elden Ring is the setting. Like it's awesomely designed. Like
Yes.
the art direction is amazing. And if
I
the
agree.
movie is similar with that art direction, it'd
Yep.
be quite the looker.
See, 95.3 hours in this game, and I have no idea what happened. I just
I don't
checked
know
on
what's
my
going on.
Steam.
what's going
That's
on?
insane.
So the only reason I'm slightly interested, other than until it proves itself, is because it's Alex Garland, and I like his movies. But yeah, we'll see. All right, let's talk a little bit about another AMD product, the old ROG Ally.
We took Owen's challenge last week
We did.
of installing SteamOS on it.
You
Well,
did
Jaren
it.
tried,
Oh, okay.
and then
and failed. No,
and
I did it, but it sucked.
yeah, which I've seen a lot of other YouTubers that say it doesn't suck. So I don't know what happened with your install.
Fresh install. There was no partitioning.
I don't know.
Took
I don't
over
know,
the
man.
what
entire
happened.
drive, and for some reason, the controller would not work after like 3 minutes. So
It's a skill issue.
But
User error.
perhaps
Corrupt. It was corrupt. It was a corrupt download. It's not your fault, Jared.
so
I tried it twice, 2 different downloads.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
I
I
didn't know you
did.
tried it twice. All right. But yeah, it is now available on other handheld computers, handheld PCs that use the AMD chipsets. So your ROG Ally, ROG Ally X,
Is the ROG Ally
Lenovo
X
Legion
getting the-
Go.
Is it getting the stamp of approval from Valve
Yeah, so Valve has directions on their website now how to do it, how to
for the
for the
but is-
Ally X
oh,
and the
nice.
Ally and the Legion Go.
Did you do
S,
it,
I
Tony,
think.
or just
I did not because Jaren's tale of woe. However, that leads into our next story because that's all this story is basically. It's an announcement that you can go out and do it. It's not like it's not
It's
the final
available.
version. It's in beta basically,
Yeah.
but it is, from what I've seen, usable. And
I had hard crashes. The controller wouldn't work. Your mileage may vary.
yeah, exactly. Now after that, Jaren decided that's it. I've already come this far. I might as well put on Bazite.
I sunk hours into it. I accidentally deleted my Windows install, which had so much customization of getting things
Oh.
working. Like I literally spent hours and hours and hours
'cause it
getting the
partitioned the whole
Uncharted
di-
trilogy working with RCPS3. No, PC or however you say it.
RPCS 3.
Oh, the emulator.
RCPS3, yeah.
Is that the emulator?
Anyway,
PS3
so I
emulator.
lost that entire thing. I'm like, this has got to be worth it. I'm going to install
RPCS.
Bazite. And so I did. I installed Bazite, and I had a completely different experience with Bazite. It works well. There's some nice customizations that are Bakelite specific that work with ROG Ally, like getting the RGB to work. You have a lot more TDP settings that you can mess around with.
Bakelite, the website has a specific download for the Ally and the Ally X. Like,
Yeah.
they've put effort into several of these different handhelds to tweak the OS a little bit for each one.
And the performance is just so much better than Windows overall. For one, you don't have shader compilation stutters.
Oh, it's glorious.
Like Hogwarts Legacy, which has always been a disaster on PC, it runs pretty dang smoothly on Bakelite with the ROG
Sweet.
Ally, and
So-
it looks fantastic.
Jaron took the plunge, and about 3 days later, my curiosity got the better of me, and I took the plunge, and I probably could have got it up and running in about half an hour if it weren't for the fact that I overlooked the part where you're supposed to turn off BitLocker and decrypt your drive
Oh, yeah.
before you do it.
Oh no.
And so it kept not working. And then I finally scrolled back in the video that I was watching, and he's like, you got to turn BitLocker off. And so I did that. And it takes a while to decrypt a drive. So that added like another hour to it.
Really, it took me like 5 seconds, probably because I had nothing installed.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
if
that'll do
depends
it.
on how full
Except
your
just
drive
Windows.
is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so once that was done, I went through the direction. I was up and running in like 30 minutes. And it's pretty rad. I'm not going to lie.
You like
Yeah.
it over the Armory Crate?
Night and day
here's
difference.
yes, but here's the thing. So I partitioned my drive, and I was able to keep my Windows install as is. So
You just
now I
shrunk
can
your-
boot to
You
either
shrunk your
one.
partition down and then
Yep.
made a new one for the Linux. It's a Linux install.
It's a
Bakelite?
Linux install. It's Fedora. It's based
Nice.
off Fedora,
Okay.
and
Fedora's
yeah.
usually really stable, so that's cool.
So I have noticed a couple of little quirks here and there. They have this application that they install automatically called HHD, Handheld Daemon, and it's for playing with the TDP of the chip, so you can put it at like 13 watts, 17 watts, 25 watts, 30, etc. And it's a little finicky when I use it sometimes. Like, I'll set it to performance, and then I'll boot some new games, and I'll go in, I'll be like, holy crap, this frame rate is super high at 17 watts. I wonder what happens when I put it at 30 watts. I put it to 30 watts and nothing changes.
Oh, same thing. Like, right.
What the freak? So I'll bump it back down to 17, and all of a sudden it cuts in half my frame rate. It's like, it was actually on 30 in the background, but it was showing as 17. Apparently Jaron hasn't seen that on his, but not a deal breaker by any stretch, just something to keep an eye on. And yeah, I loaded up Hogwarts as well. Just set everything to medium, and I was getting anywhere from 50 to 75 frames per second consistently in the first hour intro area.
Yeah.
And-
So if you have an ROG Ally or a Legion Go, I highly suggest giving Bakelite a try, or
Yep.
SteamOS, but my experience wasn't too great with that yet.
SteamOS doesn't have an easy way either to use a partitioned drive and
that
keep
is
your
true.
load of Windows. I wanted to keep Windows on that drive with some space, just so that I can play any Game Pass games, because Bakelite obviously doesn't support Game Pass. But it does have, just like SteamOS, Heroic Launcher. So I've got Epic games on there, and I've got GOG games on there.
Nice.
And
That
It
makes
does come with
worth it.
Heroic? I
Yeah,
swear
you can-
mine didn't.
well, no, I downloaded it through the
Oh,
little
okay.
marketplace they have there, just like with SteamOS. But it's crazy because I loaded up Starfield, and then I loaded up Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk runs so much better than Starfield and looks better than Starfield. Bethesda, you got to figure your crap out. Come on now, this is ridiculous. But yeah, I would highly recommend giving Bakelite a shot if you're at all curious. I think it's pretty neat.
Makes me wonder if I should keep my Steam Deck or not, because now I
I'm
have
in the same
essentially
boat.
2 Steam Decks, and
Yeah.
one is faster with the VRR screen.
Uh-huh.
So,
I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I got to decide.
I'll buy your Steam Deck for $50.
Wow,
now
that
you're
is
buying
a
my
not-
Switch.
That is a no go.
For $50.
No, it was 100.
Oh.
Remember?
I don't, but yeah.
Yes.
I'll sell you my Steam Deck for $350.
No deal.
It's an
All right.
OLED.
It's an OLED. It's a nice one.
How about $100?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
All right, there you go. That's our little kind of mini Bazite review. Give it a shot.
Interesting.
Speaking of playing games on the go, Apple made a kind of a weird announcement today.
Well, it's not an announcement. It's a rumor, but it's looking
Oh.
like it's actually going to happen. They're going to redo Game Center. Remember that app they had years ago?
The Game Center sucks.
It
There's no
does.
point to it.
It does.
Useless.
But now they're going to redo it. It's going to be more like an app launcher now with like achievements and stuff like that.
Do
Editorial
people
content.
care about achievements?
Yeah.
What are you
Achievements are
achieving
awesome,
for
Tony.
Apple? Like,
I
what
do,
are you
yeah.
achieving?
A lot of people love achievements.
Probably call them like apple seeds or something.
Hey,
Oh,
Tony,
that's bad. That's really
you missed your
bad.
calling.
Yep.
You unlocked
So-
an apple seed.
Similar to the Backbone app, you could launch games from it. So, yeah, it'd be
Neat.
like a nicer game launcher. So maybe if you plug in a controller, it would auto launch that. Maybe
Probably
that'd be nice. I don't know.
smoother edges.
WWDC is on June 9th, so we will find out soon.
Probably get more than.
More dancing, more info.
Well, speaking of gaming on your phone, Red Magic, not a company we see much of in the U.S. They're a Chinese-based phone company. They like to put out gaming phones, just like Asus does, and who's
Who did
another
that? did that
gaming
other
phone
one?
company? I know there's more. of 'em.
Motorola? Did Motorola do one? No, it was.
Asus is the most common one. Nubia,
Yeah.
I think, makes one. Anyway,
Yeah.
so these guys, Red Magic 10S Pro is their newest one, now official. It uses the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is the fastest Snapdragon mobile chip for phones. And it's like, Snapdragon 8 Elite leading version. What a weird name. Just means it's overclocked. None of that really matters. Who cares? Except for when you scroll a little bit further down in the story and they are loading a program onto the phone for you that will allow you to run Windows games emulated on your phone.
Interesting.
Which-
Yeah.
Like modern Windows games?
Modern Windows games. Yeah. Oh, Xiaomi makes a gaming phone too. And apparently they have another similar program called WinPlay. But this one from Red Magic is basically, it says right here, a Windows game emulator that can run Steam and Epic game launchers. And you can run those games on your phone. Now that's interesting for several reasons. One, because you have to have a translation layer to go from Windows to Android. And two, you have to have another translation layer to go x86 to ARM architecture.
Right.
So I am really curious what kind of performance hit.
Yeah. Right.
you're
As you
gonna see-
transition through those layers, you lose
Exactly.
that fidelity.
So, but the fact that it's there alone is kind of neat. So I'll be curious to see what kind of performance these get as time goes on. Really big battery on these phones too. The 10S Pro has a 7,050 milliamp hour battery, and the
That's
7
chunky.
7S Pro Plus has a 7,500 milliamp hour battery. Supports 120 watt charging.
That's fast.
That's super fast on a phone.
Jeez.
And they start at about $700 for the 10S Pro and a little over $800 for the 10S
Can
Pro
you-
Plus.
Can you get these phones over here?
You'd have to import it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not sold. They're not sold direct to consumers over here. But yeah, crazy stuff. Very curious to see how this performs with Windows games. All right, and then I guess we'll end on this weird thing, Jaren.
Yeah.
A Winnie the Pooh game?
Yeah, it's called Winnie's Hole.
Oh,
Oh no.
I don't know if I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
You can explore and discover.
When he's whole?
Yes.
Ugh.
So you play as a virus in Winnie the Pooh's body.
You weren't joking. I was joking.
No.
This
No,
is a
I'm
real
not joking.
thing.
This is a real thing.
Oh,
You
no.
capture cells to grow mutations and learn new actions. And you could refine his primitive form, gain powerful passive effects, and adapt for survival.
This is terrifying. I'm watching
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So it says explore randomly generated worlds by placing virus blocks to spread through the body of your host. Discover new cells and make gut decisions to direct the adventure. Gut decisions. Collect resources and unlock new abilities. Evolve and modify your virus blocks to create more powerful combinations in battle.
Do you think it has good sound effects, like, slap, slap on the floor, if you know what I mean?
I'll bet there's some slap. This is some Cronenberg level of nonsense right here. This is messed up looking.
There's deck building, Lando. You may like it.
Ooh, I do like deck building.
Yeah. It says activate the brain of your host in dynamic turn-based battles, playing multiple actions in a single move. Each turn, your actions are dealt randomly to the brain board. Place your
in.
block shapes strategically to activate powerful combinations. Adapt as
I'm
you
in.
discover the limitations of your host and how to overcome them.
Perfect.
Free demo right there.
Winnie's Hole on Steam. Coming out this year, guys.
Wow. And on that note, I think we've had enough today. I don't think we need any more. Let's give a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers. Patreon.com/HelpDeskArcade. Lando, what's that all about?
First off, before we get too far into the Patreon pimping, I just want to give a huge thank you to our Patreon backers for unlocking the awesome Owen poop story. Like, there are now 2 poop stories. They're going to go in infamy. They're going to live on forever.
I love that's how we count the quality of our Patreon. We have 2 poop stories now. Count them 2.
Not
but-
just
but-
one.
But, Tony, are they not good?
Oh, they're worth your money.
They're worth your money. That's the tagline right there. Quote from Tony. They're worth your money. You're worth your money. Let's do it. So anyway, for $1, you get access to all the Owen poop stories, which are, as Tony would say, worth your money. You get access to both shows early and ad-free with your own special RSS Patreon feed, which is awesome. You can throw in whatever pod-catching app you so prefer. You also get access to the super secret Discord. There's been some lively discussion in there just tonight during the podcast, if you will. Yeah, it's awesome. For $6 or more, you get a special shout out in the air, which is great. That's how the bonus is written. But the real bonus is you get to have Jaron say whatever you want. Whatever words you write in your name field, Jaron's gonna like use his mouth to make those words.
Good. I'm glad he's using his mouth,
And
not his butt.
there are a number of you that have understood the assignment, and I'm proud of you, and I thank you. So keep up the good work. Patreon subs, we love you.
Hit it, Jaron.
Oh, thank you. Big shout out and thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Chancho. When you are a man, sometimes you wear stretchy pants in your room. It's for fun.
Yep.
And Ben Trash King Jones. They are our ultra special patrons. Thank you, guys. Fourth Dimension Craft on Instagram for all your laser engraving needs. Sorry, I read Patreon names like an AI sex bot.
Yeah, you do.
Jason Eatman, a turd in the hand is worse than 2 tossed in the bush. Slap, slap. Andy Bird.
You added that part, huh?
I did. Yep. Be the 8-year-old. I'm here for content, not a nice, tight pod. Lando. I'm just here for Owen
This week
stories.
you got your content. I just want to say
This
this
is a
week
long
you've got your content.
Indeed.
Windows gaming is for the lazy. Linux gamers unite. Kyle, Rick and Morty Season 8, baby. Jerry got Arimasu, Tony the Excel and Power Apps nerd, Pyman Graphics, Purveyor, Fine Geeky Stickers, Curse Gengar 94, Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, in between rating 200. Not sure. DP, I want to get stuck in Lang's beard. Wesley, Jensen Wong's gonna break your legs if you don't talk more about fake frames.
Yep.
Stuart Lloyd, anyone who is capable of getting themselves made president should, on no account, be allowed to do the job. And finally, yes, Owen, we do care. Sorry, not sorry, Owen. Those two are kind of weird together.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are awesome. Where's the button? There it is. Okay, we're done for this week. Hope you enjoyed all of this stuff.
It's been great.
Something.
Yeah.
Good times.
All of this stuff. Thanks for being here, Squink.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. And
I want to go on record and say, if you get both shows ad-free early and you listen to them all at once, you're getting over 2 hours of high-quality content.
It's true.
You're welcome.
Owen, take us out. Is Owen muted?
I don't know what Owen is.
I didn't hear him.
I couldn't hear a thing.
I'll fill in for Owen. Hey, we hope you care.